You are constantly subjecting yourself to mediocre results. And the worst part is you don't even realize it. Just like me, we all have a narrative we tell ourselves when we strive to achieve a goal. What does that mean? That means when you're trying to do something, when you have a challenge, when you have some goal set for the day, what tends to happen is you tell yourself, how is this going to go? Based off your previous experiences and your identity of who you are and how things like this usually go, you tell yourself, okay, this is how it's going to be. And that would be very helpful. But the issue is that over time, over your lifetime, I don't want to say it like this, but the ego took hold, right? These narratives make us feel important because we put a lot of effort into the goals we're trying to achieve on a day-to-day basis. And so we want that to mean something. So our narratives are often self-sabotaging. You can be self-sabotaged by the things you tell yourself. What does this look like? For me, it looks like, okay, I need the work I do to be extra hard before I get mediocre results. That makes me feel important and special and noble because why would I be working at something when I'm still getting mediocre results? Like I'm working so hard at it. That makes me feel special because most people wouldn't, right? But the reality of the fact is, I could get that same mediocre result so much easier, so much quicker, with less effort if I told myself a different story. I constantly self sabotage myself in order to get less results. And you'll notice this as well when you are being natural, all right, versus when you're actually trying to achieve something or get something. For me, I can speak to people just normally. I can even meet them, and that's fine. If I don't care about meeting them, if I don't care about the result of meeting them, I can meet them. I can meet like 6 people a day, you know. But when I care about meeting others, it's a struggle, it's a fear, it's an anxiety, it's awkward because I want it to be hard. And that's just who I am. That was my narrative. What is yours? What narrative do you tell yourself that makes the results in your life harder to achieve? This has so much impact on the things you do in the world. And the solution to this is writing up a new narrative, number one, and then finding evidence for it. Because there's evidence for every single narrative you have, okay? And the only way this new narrative is going to work is if it appeals to a sense of importance within you. So you've got to change what you believe is important as well. So maybe it's not important. Maybe it's not noble to you anymore that you put so much effort in and you get little results. Maybe it's not noble that you keep showing up. Like that doesn't matter to you. What matters is getting the result. That mindset shift will allow you to change your narrative and thereby get better results because you're not acting through a narrative of self sabotage, but you'll be acting through a narrative of upliftment, of I will get that goal, and you actually then get the goal easily and efficiently because that's what you told yourself. And it's natural to you, it just comes up to you whenever you try and do something. I just mentioned prior that there is all this evidence for every narrative we hold, and that is true. There's something called your reticular, I forgot, your RIS system, okay? This is where your brain will pick and choose the things you notice about the world. And when your brain does that, it can collect certain evidence that you might have not seen otherwise. Because it just have there's so much around us, we have to pick and choose, right? Having a narrative then will show you that evidence. So a way to in kind of enforce this narrative, to induce it onto your psyche, onto who you are, is to find that evidence consciously if not subconsciously. For instance, I've changed my narrative to now be, I just wrote this down in my journal, I get what I choose to go for. Thereafter, results come easy. I often uplift those around me as a byproduct of who I am while getting these results and when I have these results, which is a completely different narrative to my prior narrative of, oh no, things go constantly wrong. I don't do well, but I'm showing up and trying. That's why my mediocre results make sense. With the amount of work I'm doing, anyone could do great, but not me. It makes me feel special because, yeah. But the difference is I changed my narrative, and there's evidence for both of them. I have seen myself uplifting others while I'm going on doing my goals, right? But I've also seen myself struggling while I'm going on doing my goals. Which one do I choose? That's it. Which one are you going to choose? I say write up a narrative, like look at the patterns in your life, look at what you tell other people, and write up your narrative. Okay? Like when you complain to others, what do you say about your results? Write up your narrative when it comes to a specific skill, a specific area in your life. And then if it's not pushing you towards success, if it's self sabotaging, write up a new narrative and find new evidence for it while disregarding the previous evidence. If your brain comes up with saying, oh, I'm struggling here, bro, I'm struggling, say, no, you're not. This is easy. What are you talking about? Gaslight yourself. Like, you can literally choose what you tell yourself. You can choose what you notice about the world, okay? And there you go. So narratives, very important, and we all have one. Make sure that yours is tip top, sharp. I'll see you later.